It is clear. This is just, my eye. Jeez, I'm such an idiot. Hi everybody, welcome back to the cosplay madness that is my channel. If you watched the video I posted last week, you would have seen that I cosplayed Tinkerbell at Salt Lake City Comic Con. And I've gotten quite a few questions about my wings, and so today I'm going to tell you all about how I made them, what materials I used, cost, hours, all of it. I'm going to tell you all of it. So let's get started. So first thing I want to say is that these wings are heavily inspired by Fancy Fairy Wings. You can look her up on Instagram. It's Fancy Fairy Angela. Her wings are incredible, and honestly, if you have the money, you should buy those because they're gorgeous and they're so well made, and I mean, these are nothing compared to what hers are. So definitely check her out if you're considering cosplaying as any sort of fairy, because but I'm also going to share with you how I made these because it's fun to make stuff, and I really enjoy the making aspect of cosplay. So the first thing you need to do is make a pattern. Find reference photos of the fairy you're going to cosplay, or either just create your own design, whatever. I obviously am cosplaying Tinkerbell, so I looked at official Disney photos, I looked at some fan art, and Alex and I, who is going to be cosplaying Periwinkle very soon, came up with a pattern that we wanted. It wasn't as complex as the Disney one, but it's enough that, you know, you get the gist that these are supposed to be Tinkerbell wings. We used a couple pieces of poster board and just taped them together, and we would periodically lay down next to them just to kind of see if we liked the sizing. These are about 34 inches tall. These are 34 inches tall and about 9 inches at their widest points. A lot of it is just figuring out what looks good to you. So what are these beauties made of? These are actually made out of aluminum. Which is great because it's a pretty lightweight metal and it's super sturdy. So you can take these to a convention and probably hit a few people, like I did, and they're not going to go anywhere. They're not going to break, they're not going to bend. They're going to look just fine, even if you have a couple of accidents. So the aluminum is 0.05 inches thick, or 50 thousandths of an inch thick. Alex and I looked into using thinner metal that you can get at like Home Depot or Lowe's, but it wasn't quite strong enough. It kind of buckled under the pressure. So you're really going to have to go to sort of a metal sort of wholesale outlet. I went to metal supermarkets, which I know is across America, but you might have to do some Googling to see if you can find like a wholesale metal mart that's close to you. The metal was not that expensive. We got about a 3 feet by 4 feet long piece, and we were able to cut out 4 wings total on that one sheet. And it only cost about $40, which is great. That's not a lot of money. So next you have to figure out how to cut out the wings. First, take your stencil, your pattern, and we just used a Sharpie to trace out the stencil onto the aluminum. And we tried, oh boy, we tried a lot of things to cut out these wings. Something you could do is just create your pattern, take it to a professional, and have them laser cut it for you. But I apparently like to torture myself, and also we were running a little low on time and we were worried that we wouldn't be able to get our wings as quickly as we needed to by, you know, like if we took them to somebody with like a laser cutter. We tried a nibbler, we tried like a rotating saw, we tried a Dremel, and we settled on tin snips for a while, but tin snips take so long and they hurt your hands so bad. I never even want to look at a pair of tin snips ever again. Also, if you use tin snips, you have to be really careful because it will actually sort of curve the metal, especially with things like this where it has so many small intricate pieces. So it's not great. Shout out to my neighbor Dave, who was nice enough to help Alex and I with these wings. You're great, thank you, Dave. So my grandpa actually came up with a good idea of using a jigsaw, and it worked really well, and I was able to cut out 4 sets of wings in about 8 hours, and I spread it out over about a week and a half. I used a regular metal cutting blade for the bigger pieces, so like up, like around the edges, and then I used a smaller sort of a curved blade. It's meant for doing curves, and those are really meant for wood, so I had to go through quite a few curved blades, but it worked out really well. The only real problem with the jigsaw is occasionally it chops off pieces because it's a power tool, and sometimes power tools are just a little too excited to do their job. But if you are doing this and you cut off a piece, you need to save it because you'll still be able to attach it onto your wings. To work with the jigsaw, I just had 2 blocks of wood. I would put the wing on top of the wood and then just sort of jigsaw in very small sections just so it could be very controlled and off the table. Make sure when you're doing this you are using every safety precaution. Practice on like a couple of scrap pieces of metal. Use gloves, use safety glasses. Just be very safe. I don't want anybody to like get metal in their eyeball because that does not sound like it would be a fun, like, happy party for anybody. Once I had the wings totally cut out with the jigsaw, I took a Dremel with just a little sanding tip and lightly ran it over just to sort of smooth out the edges. Your wings are gonna turn out a lot like this. You stick your finger through them. Don't they look super cool? These are Alex's wings because she's gonna be Periwinkle, which is a snow fairy. So I painted hers white and mine gold because Tinkerbell's all like summery and cute. They're really lightweight, little wiggly, but ultimately really, really sturdy, which is exactly what you want. So I just used spray paint for that. It worked fine. I only needed about 2 coats on these, but with white I needed several coats. Now what I use to cover the wings, because these wings are very sharp, and if you just went to a con with this, you're gonna stab somebody and probably get like sued or something, I don't know. So what I did was we actually used some clear vinyl film. Now I got this from my place of employment, and the stuff that I used is actually meant for like cars and car bumpers to protect them, but I'm sure if you look on Amazon you'll be able to find some clear vinyl film. So it is clear. This is just, oh my eye. Jeez, I'm such an idiot. As I was saying, this is just the backing on it. So this is just regular old clear vinyl. You can't really see it because it's clear, but it's sticky. So what we did was we took like vinyl, wing, sandwich. You see what I'm saying? In between the sandwich, I used some kind of chunky glitter. I like the way the chunky glitters look in my wings. You can use a finely milled glitter if you want. You can use any color. And it looks really fun. It's really nice. And this stuff is also really sturdy. Vinyl in general is a very sturdy material. So you just sort of sandwich it and then just press and just stick it together. And if there are any air bubbles, you can just take a little sewing pin and just kind of shove it inside of the bubble, take it out, and then smooth it over with your finger, and you're golden. Now I'm going to talk about how my wings are attached to my back. First, we have to look at the base of the wing. So here is the base of my wing. See how it has a little L shape? If you mirror the wings, you will have 2 little L shapes like this. You overlap the L shape and then tape it up. I'll show you on mine in just a second. So my hood is kind of covering it. So what you do, I can't get these on by myself, but I can kind of take them off. So let's see. So I'm just gonna lift them out. Ha! Ha ha! All right. So these are my wings. I created like a little sock for them just to sort of help them blend with my costume, and also so they don't poke me because metal is sharp. As you can see, it is sandwiched together at the bottom. I taped it just with the same vinyl film since it's super sturdy. And there is a slit. There's a slit in the back of my coat, and it just shoves in. If I just shoved it in through the back of my coat, it wouldn't really stay that well since it's kind of loose. So I'm going to show you the harness that I made underneath. It's super easy. Anybody can do it. Wah! Yeah! Woo! I normally don't wear a t-shirt under this costume, but since this is gonna go on YouTube and I kind of like to have my videos monetized, you get the t-shirt. This is just a harness made out of 3-inch thick black elastic that crisscrosses in the back. It's kind of like a sports bra sort of deal, but doesn't actually like do the job of a bra, you know what I'm saying? This part of them, ding ding, just sits right in the crisscross, and this is sturdy enough and tight enough to hold them in place. And I didn't have any real problems with them slipping all day. It was great. Sometimes they get a little like off kilter, but other than that, they were totally fine. And really, that's all you need to make a pair of Tinkerbell wings, or any sort of fairy wings that you want. I really hope that this video was helpful to you. If you like seeing cosplay videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And if you want to see updates to all of the cosplay projects I'm currently working on, you can follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and Snapchat. All of them are One Emily's, and you can find them all linked in the description down below. If you have any questions at all, feel free to leave a comment and I will get back to you. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. Bye!